Welcome to my channel. This is a new format that I've been planning for a while, and it has finally come to fruition. This is the new series, The People Behind the Pedals. I will be conducting interviews with key people that I think are particularly interesting, deserve more of a spotlight, and really just want to get to know more. And I think that'll be a lot of fun. So, without further ado, let's dive straight into my first conversation with the wonderful, the majestic Elad from Gearant. Okay, welcome, Elad. How are you doing? Thank you for
I
doing
am
this.
doing great. Thanks for having me.
Not a problem. I just wanted to make this kind of a regular or semi-regular kind of a thing to kind of get to know some of the people that we might not have as much knowledge about, and get to know more people within this awesome industry of ours that
Yeah.
we all enjoy and benefit from and whatnot. So yeah, for anybody who may not be completely in the know, tell us who you are and a little bit about yourself, please.
Well, my name is Elad. I live out of Brooklyn, New York. I build pedals. I go in by the company of Gear Ant, and yeah, I just like to have fun and come up with kind of weird and interesting things from time to time. That's pretty much. Oh yeah, and I also do art.
Well, I was going to say the art, I think, is probably what most people will know you for the most.
Yes.
I would guess. I would say it's certainly how I first became aware of your work. Yeah, yeah, you are. I would say probably head and shoulders above everyone else as far as like repainting, redesigning the
Well,
looks of
I
pedals.
don't know
Like
about head and shoulders. I'm okay. I'm okay.
too modest. I've got a couple of your examples here that I thought I have to bring out and gush over. Um, couldn't obviously go without mentioning the amazing metal
Oh
zone that
yeah.
you did for me. This is the Flock Effects modified metal zone, so it's not completely stock by any means, of course.
Yes.
And yeah, was it? I can't remember. Was this modded before it reached you, or was it afterwards? I can't remember which way it
No,
was
so I
done.
didn't actually get a chance to play the modded one. I
No.
refinished it and sent it over, and then he
Ah,
modded it.
you'll have to get Brian to mod you one of these because it sounds epic. Like I'm a bit of a fan of the Metal Zone anyway. Just it's just of the EQ of it basically
Oh yeah,
makes
I
it
am too.
pretty special. But yeah, that mod kind of it just opens up the distortion side of it. I think so. You kind of get rid of all of the kind of fizzy hissy kind of stuff that kind of makes it a bit of a meme, but it keeps all the parametric EQ stuff as well. So it's an awesome mod, and now it looks as cool as it sounds. So yeah, I have you to thank for that one. It's really.
Yeah, that's probably the brightest pedal I've ever made.
I remember I gave you free reign for this one. I was just like,
Yeah.
go crazy, do whatever you want to do. I don't mind. And yeah, you went with this almost it's almost as visually offensive, like or no,
As the metal
offensive.
zone, yeah.
Abrasive is probably a better word. It's just there's no ignoring it when it's on the board. It's like, whoa, what the hell is that thing? But yeah, love it. It's amazing. Probably one of my favorite distortion pedals. I literally had to pull it off my board for this, so it's going to go back on there later. Uh, and of course, I ended up getting this from you as well. The DS1, uh,
Oh yeah.
probably the
I
coolest
forgot I made
DS1.
that one.
Every now and again, somebody will see this online and be like, "Dude, where on earth did you get that from?" So
Yeah,
yes,
that one I think is I wasn't sure if I was gonna finish it. I started doing it and it didn't come out as planned, and then I remember asking in the stories, should I try this? Should I try that? And and that came out.
well, I'm glad you did because I think it's absolutely astonishing. I wasn't planning on getting it, and then I remember when you posted it on Instagram, I was actually driving at the time, and it just the notification came up, and I was parked at the lights, and yeah, I wasn't going to use my phone or anything, but I just saw the notification, and I was like, "Huh, what's that?" And got my wife to reach over and just like open it, and it saw what it was. I was like, "Oh damn!" I quickly pulled over. It's like, "Yeah, I'm having it." Didn't want to
Yeah,
get
that
in
was
there.
fun.
I wanted to get in there before anybody else had it. So, um, the obvious question is, how did you get into this whole pedal painting malarkey?
Well, I started, I think it was 2017, something like that, building my own pedals, just out of a hobby, and I was part of the DIY subreddit, and I was part of some other forums, and I noticed that I was, I noticed that people weren't really focusing much on the looks, and I was a big fan of looks of the pedals, regardless of what a lot of people may say. Oh, yeah, it's not about the looks, it's about what it sounds like. Let's be realistic. You're attracted to a pedal initially by how it looks. So, I noticed that in the DIY community, people didn't really care too much or weren't capable of making their own enclosures. So, I put out a couple of feelers and asked if people were interested in me doing some enclosures. And, I put up some of my examples, and there was a positive response to it. So that's how I opened up Gearant eventually. And I wasn't planning on building pedals. Eventually, I had, by mistake, I had to come up with some sort of design for one of my own pedals for the board, and then I decided to just release that, and that was the Yellow Jacket. And then from there on is history.
Cool. Well, yeah, I was going to again get onto you building your own pedals and stuff, but yeah, the process of painting like existing pedals and refinishing them and stuff. That's talking a bit more about that first. It's like, what exactly is the process involved there? Because I'm guessing that's
Oof.
pretty involved.
So a lot of people tell me I undercharge for the amount of work that's involved, and it's true, I do. But it's not about the money for me. It's just about the art. So what involves basically I have to strip. Well, I have to gut the enclosure, take out all the contents, and then I have to strip it. Then I have to prime it. Then I have to paint it. Then we'll do whatever design I want on it. Then clear coat, and then reassemble it and retest it. So it's like a 2, 3 week process until things start drying and stuff like that. And of course, I go back and forth with the client and and spitball ideas kind of and see what we can do. So like right now I'm doing a line 6 DL4. um Customer asked me to do this camo, not, it's like a army green color with like a bright orange splatter, and that's the initial idea, and it came out cool. But he's like, you know what if we also added some purple splatter like the next day or 2 days later? So I had to go back and, redo that. But it's not, it's, I enjoy it. So it's fun for me. So it's not like extra work. It's just, it's a passion.
And does it ever feel like you get the excuse of like it's not mine, it's not my idea? You know, if somebody does something, suggests something, you get the creative freedom to try things without thinking. Well, it's I'm not the one messing it up if it goes wrong. If it ends up looking too much or clashing or anything crazy.
Well, I mean, this line 6 DL4 was actually the first time that I questioned whether or not it would look good, because camo green and bright orange and purple, I mean, it kind of, but it
Yeah.
actually came out really cool looking. So, and I'm
So,
actually, I just received custom knobs, so I'm gonna put those on there, and it should probably be finished tonight. So if you
oh,
guys
cool.
follow me on Instagram, you could see it on the stories.
I will put some pictures on the screen of it, so
Oh
if
yeah.
people haven't already seen
So
it by now, I'll put it on there because who knows when people will watch this.
yeah.
No, I saw that deal for the other day when you posted, and I was like, wow, that looks insane. And then the follow-up picture of it with purple as well. I was like, oh wow, okay. So yeah, I think it really pops with the
Yeah.
purple added on as well. I thought it was a nice touch in the end, but I'm a fan of purple, so I'm kind of biased. Um,
Yeah. Purple's
so
royalty.
well, exactly, yeah. So has there ever been a decision that a customer has made, a design choice that you've thought, ooh, that's not probably going to be a smart idea, and then you've actually like presented them with that opinion, and then they've changed their
Oh,
mind, or is it?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, all the time. A lot of times people think things are attainable when they're not. For example, one guy wanted Starry Night on
Oh, Van Gogh.
his boss, yeah, on his boss pedal. I told him, look, that's a nice idea and everything, but you have to understand that there's not much canvas there. So you're gonna lose the whole
Yeah.
look. So,
It's not really a portrait kind of a
right. So
shaped
so
painting, is it?
yeah, there's a lot of back and forth with the design process, and every single refinish is unique, and everybody has an opinion on how they want something done, and we talk it out, and it's
Mm.
great most of the time.
Yeah, no, it's as a customer of yours in the past, yeah, 100%. I really enjoyed the process of uh, just creatively bouncing ideas around and
Hmm.
ending up with yeah, a finished product that you just think that's totally unique. No one else has anything even closely near to that. Yeah, it's awesome. Has there ever been a pedal you've made that you really, really didn't want to part with after, like, you thought that's just so cool? I want to keep that for myself. Like, what's like your number one favorite refinish job that you've done?
So I'm actually very partial to that road-worn look. I don't know what it is about it, but I had a customer, actually one of my first customers, and he's this great guy. His name's Colton, and he sent me this enclosure for an amp. It's like a little amp that he was building out of an enclosure. It was about this big, and he wanted to have it like kind of rusty looking. So what I did was I went to the backyard. I grabbed some dirt from outside. I dried it up. I cleaned it, sifted it in, mixed it in with the paint, gave it like a nice rusted looking texture. It came out absolutely gorgeous, in my opinion. It's not for everyone, but it was just like it looked like this like thing that was found on the side of the road. And I was upset to see it go, obviously, but he made a really cool amp with it, so you know.
And do you ever plan to maybe emulate or copy that idea with one of your own pedals, or maybe try to get that kind of finish back on something?
Probably not. First of all, with my pedals, you have to understand that it takes a long time to refinish my enclosures. So all that work that goes into it's not cost effective. When I sell my
Sure.
pedals, I try to keep my price as low as possible. And the more time I spend on it, the more I'm going to have to charge for it, which is not really fair for the consumer at the end of the day. So, I just came out with a pedal called the Paper Wasp, and I'm sure if you guys have seen my stuff, my cherry blossom dip. So the Paper Wasp, the first run I did was the cherry blossom finish, and it just took me 3 times as long to build each pedal. And I said, look, I can't. This is only going to be for this one run. The second run is just going to have a plain white enclosure, and whoever wants this cherry blossom, it's going to be the same price. I'm not charging anything extra, but make sure to get it on the first run. And sure enough, it's sold out fairly quickly, but that's neither here nor there.
That's cool though. I like that idea of. I mean, you've got to be inventive. I think uh, in this business, there's so many other competing designs and pedal makers and stuff out there. I mean, I think it's a very important thing to find a niche or a particular kind of special quality or element that makes your own brand unlike anyone else's, and I definitely think you've found that with your own pedals. I've obviously had the privilege of trying out a couple of yours. I got to try out the one that you very graciously contributed to a giveaway a little while ago, the Dead Leaf.
Yep.
Epic fuzz pedal. I really was sad to see that one go. I will link to a demo of that in the description if anyone wants to go check that out. And also, I wanted to talk to you about this as well, the Velvet Ant, which I still have, still rocking that. Amazing pedal, and I was also glad to finally meet your collaborator on this one,
Tom.
uh,
Yeah.
Tom from Glowfly.
Guy's
Who
a
I met at
wizard.
I don't know if you saw my Whitney pedal party
Yep.
video. I got to meet him and interview him a little bit, and your name came up, of course. Yeah, just if you want to talk to us a little bit, give us your side of the story on collaborating with him on this thing.
So it was actually by accident. I had this sound in my head for quite a while, for years actually, and I couldn't figure out how to do it without it sounding artificial, right? I wanted that crackle sound, and I didn't want to have all the bells and whistles. Like, don't get me wrong, Chase Bliss makes unbelievable pedals, but it's a little overcomplicated for me. Not for most, but I'm a simple kind of guy. So I wanted something very simple and to the point, but I couldn't figure out how to do it with my knowledge. One day I was flipping through Instagram and I saw his Albert pedal, and it is a lo-fi emulator, and it's just unbelievable. That pedal, it's gorgeous. But so I reached out to him. I said, "Look, I need help," and he was very gracious about it and very open about it, and he helped me out. And yeah, I couldn't be more happy with the outcome. And it's basically like a lo-fi gramophone type of pedal, very simple, and exactly the sound that I was looking for when I had it in my head.
It's as soon as I tried it and got to play with it myself for the first time, I just immediately recognised that those amazing Albert-esque qualities with the hiss, the crackle,
Hmm.
and having individual volume controls for those kind of
Yep.
elements as well. It's just I love being able to balance each of those elements, to taste. That's just such a useful thing to be able to have control over.
And it's simple.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. It's basically, as much as I love my Albert, and as simple as that is compared to, like you say, comparatively, the only other thing really kind of comes to mind is the generation loss. I'd say that's probably
Yep.
the number one, isn't it? Kind of lo-fi pedal that people
Yeah, that's on
think
another
of.
level. Yeah.
But yeah, that's like overkill sometimes, possibly for many people. That might be just, well, maybe overkill's
Well,
the wrong word to
yeah,
use.
I don't know
But
if overkill is the right word. It's
if you just want a kind of straightforward version of that kind of sound, the Albert is definitely a I would say probably a more manageable option for just kind of those with a simple mind like myself.
I would
Just think-
probably say it's the Gen Loss is everything you ever need. The Albert is the
yeah,
simplified version of that, whereas mine is the simplified version of the Albert with a little more
yeah,
to it.
that's you put it a lot better than I was trying to word it similar to that. Yeah, basically. Also, more streamlined, space saving format as well. Like,
Yes.
I was going to ask you about the. You managed to do something that I've not seen previously before on a 1590B enclosure. Is it
Hmm.
top jacks? How on earth did you come up with fitting
Uh,
top jacks onto such a small enclosure?
so that actually took a lot of trial and error and a lot of math. I'll send you a picture later, but there is zero wiggle room in there. Absolutely no wiggle room to the point where if I want to add another centimeter, not even a centimeter, another 5 millimeters, I don't think I'd be able to do that. So
Fair
there's
enough.
absolutely no room left in there. So yeah, it was a lot of planning.
It's very
Scott
impressive.
from
Anyway, the first.
Obscura was a big help in figuring that out as well.
Cool, excellent.
Yeah.
Shout out to him. That's yeah, that's awesome. It's such a great pedal. I haven't actually put a pedal board together in probably about a year and a half. So yeah, when I eventually do get around to doing another pedal board at some point, this is 100% going on there, because yeah, it is fantastic. I've been using it here and there quite a bit. I need to use this again in another video at some point. I need to combine it with something else. Maybe put it in the effects loop of something. Actually, that would be quite cool. Putting it in
Not a
the
bad
loop of a
idea.
delay or something. That would make for an interesting video. Anyway, getting back to your other pedals. You brought up earlier your more recent release. How many does that make now? You've been pretty prolific over the past year or so, year and a half.
Yeah. I made a bet with myself, and I won of how many pedals I can pump out in a year. I have a lot of designs ready to go. It's just a matter of finalizing them. So in I think the beginning of 2023, I kind of tried to do one pedal a month kind of thing. I didn't actually do one pedal a month. I knew it wasn't really feasible, but I was close. I think I came out with 8 different pedals in 2023
That's
or something like
crazy,
that.
man. That's
Yeah.
absolutely insane output for anyone. But yeah, that's just amazing. I couldn't keep up at the time when you were literally firing a new pedal out. Yeah, like you say, each month there was something new that you were posting about.
Well, it also
So
helps that I do everything, almost everything in-house. So I'm
sure,
able to pump out, let's say 10 pedals a night or something like that, and say, okay, tonight I'm gonna do 10 Velvet Ants and I'm gonna release it in a week. And I do my own demo, I do my own pictures, I do my own drilling, my own enclosures, powder coating, everything is done by myself. So that really helps. I don't have to rely on people. So, that if
yeah.
I can put out something from start to finish within a couple of months if I really set my mind to it.
Cool. Yeah, no, that I can imagine that would shave down a lot of time. Being able to have an
Absolutely.
idea and then being able to just channel that creativity immediately into something physically in front of you. That yeah, I can imagine that would yeah, help quite a lot. I'm quite spontaneous when I have an idea about, say, a video that I want to film. If I don't do it right then and there, it gets put on the back burner, and I might not come back to it for months.
Yep.
So I've got a list on my phone of video ideas that I want to get round to at some point. Most of those ideas I haven't actually returned to in a long, long time because stuff just keeps turning up on my doorstep, and I think, oh, I need to do this demo, and then everything else gets pushed further and further back. So yeah,
Yeah.
I need to adopt your philosophy of speed. I think I need to get faster about knocking stuff out.
I came off as
Um,
a little bit cocky right there. It's not, I do
no, no.
procrastinate a lot, but if
Well,
I'm saying
you're
I
from New
could
York,
if
right?
yes,
So
yes.
that the cockiness is built in. I think
Oh, thank you for that.
it didn't come across as it didn't come across as cocky at all. Don't worry, no, you're fine. Of all of your pedal releases, then, which one holds a special place in your heart, if there is one?
No question, the Yellow Jacket, my first pedal.
Yeah,
Yeah, that is what put me in the pedal builder industry, I guess you would call it. It came out of need for myself. I needed space on my board, and I said, you know what, let's just smash these 2 pedals together, and I did, and it sounded great. And then I started tweaking it, and it sounded better, and so on and so forth. That's my pride and joy. And the enclosure is custom made. Everything in it was done with a lot of attention, and it's my baby. I'm actually
yeah.
working on a V2.
Oh, really? Okay, that's a bit of an
Yeah,
exclusive.
yeah.
Thank you for that. And it's a dual overdrive, yes? Is that
It's a dual distortion, yes.
oversimplifying it? A dual distortion, excuse me.
You're not
Um,
oversimplifying at all. That's the point. It was supposed to be as simple as possible.
right. Yeah, no, it certainly looks that way. I was going to say I'll link to my demo of that one in the description, but oh wait, I can't do that, can I? Can I, Elad?
Wow.
I can't link to that video for some
No,
reason. I
you
can't remember what
cannot.
the reason is. Why? Why can't I do that? I don't know. The it escapes me. I can't remember. I can't think what the reason
I
is.
think your old
Maybe it's
age,
just one of
you're kind
those.
of, maybe you need to take some ginkgo biloba.
Maybe that's it. Maybe I need to. Maybe it's on that list I was talking about. Maybe it's all the way down the bottom
Fine,
of that list of
goddamn it, I'll
videos that I
send
need
you
to make.
one.
Oh, that's very kind of you, Elon. Thank you very much. I'd appreciate that. Came out of nowhere, that offer. Thank you very much. That's I really do appreciate that one.
You'll have an
Man.
exclusive to my V2. How's that?
Woohoo! Yes, please. Thank you very much. I'll take that.
All right.
So, is that the main project you're working on, or looking towards releasing on the horizon, or is there anything else
So,
sneaking around the corner?
yes, yes, that's one of the main projects. I recently got a new toy, so I've been kind of trying to incorporate that into my pedal building as well, and that new toy is a laser. So I kind of want to figure out how to incorporate the laser with the artwork and refinishing and all that kind of stuff. So I've kind of been busy with that as well. But a close second is the Yellow Jacket V2.
Awesome. Yeah, no, I was actually going to bring up. You're getting all my segues out of the way for me before I get to them.
What can I
Yeah, it's
say?
the cicada, isn't it? The cicada you were posting about on your stories the other day.
Oh, the
Was it
Black
cicada, or am I
Prince.
getting
The
confused?
Black Prince.
Black Prince. Sorry.
Yeah.
Is it because there's a cicada on the front? Is that where I'm getting
So
confused?
yes, so the Black Prince is I have a pedal called the Cicada for those who don't know, and it is a fuzz phaser, and it's a lot. It's not it's either love it or hate it type of pedal. It's not meant for everyone, but
Hmm.
I've had very positive responses with the phaser portion of the pedal. So I created a smaller version called the Black Prince, which I've yet to
Ah,
release,
okay.
and that's the phaser portion of the Cicada. And a Black Prince
I
is a
got
type of
you.
cicada.
I see. Well, that's I did not. I was not aware of that. I'm into my bugs, and I'm ashamed to say I did not know that factoid. Um, yeah, no, I was getting confused with those two pedals, of course. But yeah, no, that laser looks impressive. That's a significant piece of kit. I imagine that's going to help out a lot with some very cool design ideas that you
Yeah, it's
might want to
cool. Look,
implement in the future.
I actually just engraved that
Oh, look at that!
with is
That's
my
awesome.
my logo on the little coin. I still got a lot of work to do, but kind of put Gear Ant over
Is
there. I
that an
don't know.
actual coin, or is that
Yeah, yeah, it's a brass
a,
coin.
just
It's just a toy,
that's amazing?
But yeah, I mean, I find myself playing more than working lately, so I gotta back it up and kind of reassess and see how I can apply this to actual work instead of play.
Ooh, what
But
about
let's be real.
metal
I mean,
picks?
no, I'm not doing that. Absolutely not. That sounds disgusting. But let's be
Metal
real.
picks? Come on,
All
it's
of
like
it is play. All pedal building, guitar playing, playing with your pedals, rearranging your boards. It's all playing. It's all to have fun. And the second we
hell
lose
yeah!
sight of that is the second we are considered old and boring.
Wow. Well, that was a perfect soundbite to end on. Thank you very much, Elad. That's completely agree. Yeah, 100%. Um, this has been an amazing first episode, first interview for this new series of mine, and yeah, massively grateful. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day for
Thanks for having me.
this little chat. So no, thank you. As I say, it's been great to get to know you a little bit better, and yeah, I will put in information in the description where people can find you, and yeah, anyone watching who doesn't already follow this guy on Instagram, definitely do it. You're one of the most entertaining people that I follow
I
on there, just for the
try.
stories alone. There's
Thank you.
always something fascinating and amazing to see on there. So yeah, thanks again. I will love you and leave you.
Thank you.
Take care, Elad.
Bye
Thanks a
bye.
lot. All the best. Bye. And that's a wrap. thanks again to Elad from Gearant. Massive thanks to him for giving up so much of his time. And yeah, let me know what you thought of this episode, and please check out the description for more information on Gearant, as well as other demos, videos I've made in the past featuring his pedals. Let me know in the comments what you thought of this episode, and please also let me know any suggestions you might have for future interviews that you would like to see. I've got a few people in mind already, a short list of people that I think would be cool to interview and get to know a little bit better, shine a spotlight on. But yeah, I would be very keen to hear who you would like to see on this channel in this series. So please let me know, and I will see you next time. Thanks a lot for watching. See you again.